How to drive results as a leader. I've worked with hundreds of leaders all over the world, and I'm going to tell you 4 key steps how to do that. When we can live life on our terms, on a holistic level, taking into account not just our business lives, but also our health, all of our relationships, from friends, family, partners, the world changes. All right, so you're watching this, right on, good for you that you're even looking about how can I drive results as the leader. And there's 4 very basic, simple, but simple isn't easy, steps that can ensure this. And I've worked with hundreds of people and it works every time, I promise. The first is making sure that you have a crystal clear vision. This traditionally comes from the leader and ideally is going to be integrated by the entire leadership team. One team, one voice, one vision, knowing where you're going and how you're going to get there. The first step is, as the leader, you have to know where it is. And I love to steal a quote from Mark Twain that says, "I'm sorry this letter's so long, I didn't have time to write a short one." If you're going to invest the time as a senior leader in anything, having a crystal clear, simplified vision that everybody can understand is worth its weight in gold. Because if you don't have that, if you're growing like most companies, oh, we could do this, so we go here. Oh, we could go here and we react to that. And then we bounce back and forth and back and forth. With vision, being crystal clear on where you're going and making sure that everybody in your team understands how they're contributing to that success. What does their version of vision, their vision of success look like for each one is just as important. So once we have the vision, the second part is making sure that we have clear accountabilities on how we're achieving that. So if you have each of the members of your leadership team come up with, this is how their team is going to contribute to the success of the overarching vision, wonderful. That's the big steps. But again, how do we keep it super, super, super simple? Narrow it down so we create some sort of accountability structure so that as the right person, I share your values, in the right seat, I'm crystal clear on what I do and I'm great at it and I know where we're going as a team. I can help you do that. So the first step is vision. The second is making sure that each person on the team is crystal clear on what they're accountable for and how they're achieving the vision. Because when that doesn't happen, people are pointing in 2 different directions. People start bouncing oars against each other in the rowboat, and the boat just kind of goes back and forth. We're trying to get everybody knowing where we're going. We're going to the top of that mountain. Great. We're all rowing in the same direction. You move very fast. Now, the third thing is having some form of metrics, typically, and in the perfect world, leading indicators that you can see on a weekly basis that help each one of those contributors to that success know, without any doubt, did I win this week or did I lose? Did I drive towards achieving where we're trying to get to? As an example, think about the defense on a football team. How many yards did they give up? How many sacks did they obtain? Special teams, how many yards did they go? How many field goals were kicked? Whatever that may be, but helping each of your team members understand, did I win this week or did I not? And if you didn't, okay, fair enough. Let's make sure that we have a place that we check it. And that leads to the fourth space. The fourth thing is having some form of consistent communication. And this is where we talk about meetings. And candidly, I don't like most meetings. Most meetings, especially in business, suck because they end up in these doom loops of discussion where all they do is talk about stuff over and over and over and over, and they never actually genuinely achieve things. Remember, a great meeting consists of 3 things: communication, accountability, and problem solving. You figure out how to do that really, really well, and you're going to have a great meeting. Typically, that's going to involve some sort of communication, some sort of regular agenda. You do a transition in, you have some forms of accountability, seeing where people are with their metrics. Did they do what they say they were going to do last week, whatever that may be. And then we want to spend the majority of our time problem solving. This is where the clearer you can get, and there's a group called EOS does something called IDS, Identify, Discuss, and Solve. You do a great job with that. If you can spend the majority of your time identifying the issue. Remember, 99% of the time, the issue that gets brought up is not really an issue, it's a symptom. And your job as a leadership team is to dig to figure out what is genuinely the issue and then solve that. Once you do that, have open, honest discussions, and then choose how can we move this forward in some way, shape, or form. if you start to have consistent meetings where you're holding each other accountable, you're having consistent communication, and you're doing a great job problem solving, you're going to start to have highly effective meetings. So when you're thinking about it from a high level, if you're a leader and you're wondering, how do I drive results as a leader? Those 4 steps are going to be: first, having a very crystal clear, simplified vision. Second, making sure that everybody on your team is crystal clear in that vision and what's their vision of how they're contributing it to achieve those goals, and that they can then cascade that down to their leadership team. The third thing is making sure that everybody has some form of a success metric. How do they know if they won or lost that week? And then lastly, making sure that you have some form of consistent but ruthlessly consistent and compassionate accountability. Communication, accountability, problem solving. 3 best things for a meeting. So if you found value in this, hey, please check out some of the other videos in the channel. If you have any questions, always feel free. You can reach out at lifeon-yourterms.com. Thank you. Keep smiling.